Hello, hello, hello. It's Narrative Tarot. I'm here for Moon's June 2021 tarot reading. So, comment, like, subscribe to the channel if you're interested. I do monthly readings by planet, night zodiac. They're not love readings or anything like that, unless that message kind of comes up. So, if that's what you're looking for, not the place for you. I do other readings, book reviews, hauls, things like that. But I'm really interested in doing this by planet. So there we go. That's a spiel. So for the first part, I'm using a deck I consider a moon deck, the Darkwood Tarot. And for some reason I felt like I wanted to try this new deck that I got. I got it like last month. If you are interested in my April haul, I'll link it. So let's get a message. So yeah, two of them. I'm gonna just do one. We have the Queen of Swords. So a few things. The moon will be in Sag tomorrow. We're having a full moon eclipse in Sag. So, there's a lot of talk about that and the shift in energies. I'm looking forward to it. My North Node is in Sag, even though the North Node currently is in Gemini. And my moon is a fire moon, so I'm interested in how this is going to work out. Okay, we have Warrior, and we have Queen of Swords. I would say cut out defensiveness for this cycle month. You can effectively say that this is a full moon eclipse reading, but let that go, calm it down. For Queen of Swords, I would say just look at the dynamic between strong things, I guess. Think about if you saw these two in a room together, what would that mean, or what would that signify? What would that mean energetically for everyone else involved? Are you one of these people? Are you nurturing the side of you that represents this sort of thing? And if not, how can you cultivate it? So focus on that. Focus on your forms of protection with his armor and her sword. Your forms of protection, your forms of preservation, self-preservation, your form of how you're going to be seen, how you're going to be heard, how you're going to go and do things. What else? Who you want to be and stuff like that. But I feel like with the Queen of Swords and the Warrior, there is kind of a fighting spirit about this. Excuse me, a fighting spirit about this full moon eclipse. There is, even though this is swords and it's air, but there's something about having these characteristics or qualities, or letting this show out, letting it develop, letting it be free from wanting to, free from, I would say judgment, but just free from, I think, having to water yourself down or concede a lot of things that are actually really loved by you or appreciated or embodied. Don't give up that stuff. Don't give it up because other people are telling you to. With the Warrior, there might be this thing of falling in line as opposed to being a true individual, like person that is a part of the larger whole. So just think about those things. Think about how you're making decisions. Think about how your decisions are perceived by others. With the warrior, think about the things that you go to war over or advocate for, but things that you go to war over, things that you um, intellectualize, things that you compartmentalize, things that you don't want to put emotions next to because you're scared or something like that. Just making sure that you're examining these things, because the moon is quite a feminine sign, feminine energy, and to get warrior and queen of swords for these kind of suggests that, well, I mean, Sagittarius is a fire sign, it's more masculine. So just be prepared to have this come up that day, or this energy to linger around. I would say for the compartmentalization and intellectualization, make sure you're not overdoing it, making sure that you're making decisions that are sound, grounded, they feed the whole, they are fair, they're just. Even if just means that someone doesn't get something, or someone is punished, or someone is criticized, or something like that, making sure that it's fair, it's not overly harsh, overly critical, judgmental, things like that. High on the hog or whatever, high horse soapbox kind of saga about it. So I'm just thinking, airing out grievances, making sure that you understand your needs, your wants, and your desires, actually laying down your sword and saying that's what you want, as opposed to kind of mentally ruminating about it, or mentally thinking about what you would do if you got that person alone, as in like shouting at them, yelling at them, making them see your point, making them see your way. I'm a Leo moon, I've done that before. Did not go well. So just try not to do that. Stay away from that kind of stuff, because it'll hold you back, and this is a full moon that you do need to be a little bit lighter with, and letting your truth come out, but making sure that your truth doesn't kind of come out in a way that's really harsh. And you may not necessarily need to say anything about what you're doing, or what your position is, or what you're feeling. It's just you might need to act on it, but stepping back enough to see how this affects the long term, or the group, not just yourself. If it's not related to people, like you're in an organization or a business or something like that, then you can just see how it affects you overall, and just make really tough, critical decisions. I think this full moon eclipse will give us the strength to make critical, hard decisions, even if we're feeling, with this warrior card, it's coming forward now, a little weary of, I guess, fighting, or weary of doing something, weary of persevering. When you find that it's something worth fighting for or worth obtaining, then you kind of suck it up, so to speak, and you move forward with it, or you're more likely to take orders or something like that. If you are working towards something, maybe personifying it, or anthropomorphizing, or whatever it's called, maybe doing that will help you have a sort of regard for whatever it is in a more relational way. Like, if you see your business as like an actual person that has to be running, I was gonna say on all fours, but it has to be running and well, and has to be nurtured, and has to give feedback to you right? Giving feedback through revenue, giving feedback through employee satisfaction, customer satisfaction reviews. I watch a lot of business stuff today. But it helps bring this forward. Like, if you have to treat it as something like that has a pulse, almost something that can relate information back to you, then go ahead and do it, because it provides powerful insight for you. So if you refer to your business as your homegirl and your business dips in revenue or dips in customer service and like that, it's like, you know, maybe while you're checking the books, you're just like, girl, how are you doing this? What happened? It's almost like if you're speaking and having this conversation with your girlfriend, your homegirl, your friend, buddy, pal, confidant, mentor, whatever. It's like the information that you receive, if you put it through the prism of someone just having a conversation, telling you stuff, it might mitigate the disappointment that you feel. And it's something that you can then have a relationship with and ping back off of. It's kind of a weird way to describe a business, but like that might be something that helps, you know? Now we're gonna go to the next part. It's more somatic. So let's do it's the Good Tarot and like Sacred Geometry kind of deck. I don't know what the name of it is. I think it's called just Sacred Geometry. I think there's like more than one edition. So let's see. Messenger of Air, which makes sense. Okay, that's 2. Maybe 1. I'm trying to stick with 1. Okay. You have Messenger of Air, and then you have Octagon. So I think maybe expressing gratitude, talking to your business. I really do feel like it's going to be like you're like sorting out accounts or you're mailing stuff and you're just talking out loud. And that talking out loud helps you to develop a relationship, it seems like, you know. It's almost like when people do experiments when they talk to water and then they like put it in plants and then you see how it goes with the plant. You see how it goes with the plant and then you're like, oh, okay, it grew a lot better, or it didn't grow, but you were saying I hate you, or I don't know, or I don't this, or something like that. Like, you'll start to see back the relationship that you have to it. So if you have a really bad relationship with your cash flow, or you have a really bad relationship with your customers, looking at those reviews and talking to it, it's almost like when you're talking through it, you'll dialogue back to yourself the solution. You'll dialogue back to yourself the root of the issue, almost. So, yeah, like the Octagon, thinking of stop sign now. So, you know, you'll figure out what you're doing. You'll figure out your blocks through that. Your blocks, you know, represented by stuff up here, it's interconnected and things like that. And so often when you're having these conversations, you actually, if you want to type up a dialogue or you just want to record yourself talking, take notice of what words you're using when you're like looking over your accounts, or you're looking at customer reviews, or you're building your website, or you're doing stuff like that. Like, pay attention to that. Pay attention to what blocks are coming up, because that'll help you so much when you're planning a business, or you're planning something, or you're trying to figure out the root cause, figuring out the words that you process, the words that come out, the ones that you release into the world via you writing them or speaking them. Look at those, because the words that come through your mind, we censor ourselves, and so you want to kind of the uncensored version and then the censored version, and you can see what the gap is between them. And then you can explore the context of why you explain things a certain way or why you display a certain demeanor, things like that. It's really helpful for you. So you might need to do that. Even your feelings, stuff like that. You could maybe even track the moon cycles for the month and then track the revenue for it. And then you'll see maybe the money flow in relation to moon cycles, because you'll have, it might be something where every full moon there's a system error, or you make a bunch of money, or a lot of customers want a particular item at a certain time of month. You'll be able to kind of see the relationship with that, slowing down and examining all of these moving parts. And so I would say for the moon, just make sure you're not getting too attached, or you're not assuming what your results are going to be. You're not assuming what you're going to find. Excuse me, because it may be really surprising. Okay, so I think that's it. I'll talk to you guys later. I hope that you enjoyed this reading. If you want to comment, like, subscribe, please do. Commenting, liking does help populate the video. It lets YouTube know, hey, people are watching this shit. They actually find it helpful, useful, entertaining. And so it gets, pushed out more to more people. When you subscribe, you can click the notification bell. If you do subscribe, check back from time to time to see that, one, you're still subscribed, and two, the notification bell, if you do click it, is still on, because I know sometimes it takes people off and all that kind of stuff. So that's it. I hope that you enjoyed June 2021 for Moon, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.